Marcy, David, Laura, Stephen, Cheryl, Cecilia, Ed, Carolyn, Stone, Ramu, Kim, Mercedes, Jimena, Odin, Zeus, Jesse, Andrea, James. Sounds a little like Romper Room, doesn't it? But when Sam proposed the question for the service today, what fuels us fools? What fuels me as a faithful fool? I began to have these litany of names arise. Monique, Julia, Dennis, George, Addie, John, Sue, Bob, Jackie. The list is infinite. People have always fueled me because I care about people. I care about what people have to live through and navigate in this world. I care that people have a safe and dignified place to be and don't feel alone in this world. I care that all of us know respectful relationships with friends who care about us. Andrea Jorgensen once said, "Sometimes home is the relationship we hold." Responsibility and accountability fuel me. I'm a human being, and I know pain and grief and my human limitations, and I know I am cared about and cared for. I have what I need and more. Not because I've been lucky or I've been blessed, but because the systems, the laws, and the institutions for decades and centuries have been to my advantage at the expense of the majority of people on this planet. I was fueled when I learned, when I lived and worked in Nicaragua in the 1990s, that the US was 6% of the world's population, and we were consuming more than 50% of the world's resources. We can look around us, some of us, and think that we're the norm, that there's only a relatively few people who don't have what they need, who are impoverished or disadvantaged in our world. But that is not accurate. We who have what we need and more are really a relatively small group of people in this whole world. And anger fuels me. The anger is deep. I see the consequences of people living in mass poverty in Nicaragua, in Venezuela, in the Tenderloin of San Francisco. I see the corruption, the injustices, the theologies, the racism, the everyday practices that keep them there. I know the anger of being a woman, being considered naive, dismissed, excluded because of my gender. Having my response to Sam's question begin with people is not surprising, because it is the people who lead me to the places, to the situations, to the institutions, to the ways of thinking, and to systems that both can be life-enhancing and also hurt and do prolonged damage, that exclude and dismiss individuals and whole groups of people. And my relationships are what fuel and sustain me. My faithfulness to the relationships call me to pay attention, to care about, to look further than the surface of something, to engage and to listen, to hear and understand, to be enraged and to do something, and to say something. And tremendously important for this here fool is hope and humor. If I'm to remain in the struggle for a lifetime, then I need to believe that personal and social change is possible. This little nose here, which some of you have, remind me that I need to laugh and to share laughter. There are many days when my joy and laughter tank feels a little bit low, and I'm always grateful when I'm reminded how a simple little hearty laugh can quickly fill my tank. Amazing how this little nose can cause a whole universal shift. And as Ken Fite says in his book, Foolish Wisdom, fools live in hope, and if they are going to work in a situation that seems hopeless, they need a sense of folly. I welcome you into follyhood.